Good morning, everyone. It's Wednesday. Wacky Wednesday. Wonderful Wednesday. And we are 2 planets retrograde. We have Mercury retrograde. That started yesterday. So, and just as a quick, so I went into more detail with that at the beginning of the week and in Monday. But just as a quick, Mercury retrograde started yesterday, although we've been in the shadow for a little while now, and just reflecting, realigning ourselves, just being aware that communication in all forms is a challenge during this time, and it lasts until November 3rd, coincidentally enough. So we need to slow down a little bit. We need to acknowledge that maybe we're not communicating as well, or maybe understanding as well what's being communicated to us. There's a lot of irritability out there, a lot of ego, frustrations, defensiveness. There is a toxicity that is out there circulating right now that we need to be very present mind, using our present mind awareness to just kind of work ourselves through this. There's a lot of falsehoods that are easily believed out there right now, a lot of drama. And just as a reminder, we just need to be patient with each other, be mindful of our own humanity and how we respond. Goodness knows I've needed to remind myself a few times as of late. And the thing is it is, we can either feed the collective energy positive energy, or we can feed it negative energy. So we have to be mindful exactly what we're feeding the collective energy, because it's really important as far as the overall direction that we're going as a planet. So that's that part. We have Mars retrograde, and that's been in retrograde. That was September 9th or 12th, something like that. That doesn't end until November 13th. And Mars, just as a reminder, that really only goes retrograde every 2 years or so. And with that, there's that fighting, there's a passion in there, there's an urgency with that that can make it difficult for us to slow down. It's an action energy that governs that. There's some defensiveness and aggression in there. The frustrations, all of that stuff is just kind of floating in that. So that's what we've been kind of having to deal with. So we've also talked about the theme, our challenge, and our learning, and the desert and the island, the solitude, and the vision quest, pretty much just working hand in hand in taking some time, grounding ourselves to nature, being introspective, going through and just having some USA moments, not really engaging in something unless it's just coming just very fluidly, very naturally, very, we just don't want to be forcing anything or starting any big projects or changes or anything like that until after November 3rd. So we just kind of want to pause on that right now. New beginnings, they're there. Sometimes it's kind of difficult for us to understand when one thing's ending and something else is beginning. In hindsight, sometimes it's easier to see it, but when you're in the middle of it, it's kind of hard to catch that maybe there has been a change. And as a reminder with that, as we go through and think about like the sun coming up in the morning and going from pitch black maybe the stars are out, maybe the moon's out, and then just seeing that change in the sky that is so subtle. And then as the activities, the birds start to wake up and the sounds in the morning, I get up specifically early in the morning so I can listen to the world wake up. I like it. It's like, I don't know, it's my jam. So anyway, so that's that part. We pulled the weekly cards earlier. I'll get into that in a little bit more detail. Earth Magic is the deck that we used to set our theme earlier. We are going to go ahead and pull a self-care card. And then we'll get into our reading for today. Just wants to pop up, so we're going to do that one. Clean our space. So this could be a physical cleaning, it could be an exterior cleaning, our surroundings, as the card kind of suggests. It can also be cleaning out our mind space. One of the things that we were reminded of was to be careful how we're thinking, how we're talking to ourselves, being mindful that, the energy that we put out there starts internally and moves out. So are we in a good mind space? Are we being kind to ourselves? Gonna get this going just because. Hello, Spirit Energy. Thank you for letting me be an instrument of your insight, support, and guidance as we open the message you share with us today. Spirit guides, show me clearly. Doing a little coffee this morning, starting to work on breaking my little habit there. Move over to tea. Right, what's our energy card for keep track. At the beginning of the week I go through and I pull all of the themes for the week and then I keep track of them. Okay, and today's theme, what was today's theme? Today's theme was the Hermit. So the Hermit is it's a thoughtful, introspective card. There's a lot of reflection and soul searching with that card. The Hermit is, that process of remember the successes of our past. As we go through and it's good to learn from our past, but be mindful not to carry the negative elements of our past forward. So only bring the good stuff, what serves us best. Let's see what we have here today. Okay. All right. Our challenge today is the Ace of Potions, and the Ace of Potions is the equivalent of the cups. So with that, someone special might be entering the picture here soon, a love interest or a good friend. We need to stay curious about that. Pay attention and enjoy the moment. Might be some inspiration, creativity. Use your intuition with that. You know, it's interesting because yesterday, the positive energy card, was actually talking about a past lover or friend coming back into our lives. So we kind of touched on that a little bit yesterday. So that's interesting that has come up again. The energy for us to use today is the Queen of Potions in Shadow, and that's working on clear communications, being mindful. Emotions are very volatile with this card, so we just want to, that's that frustration, and that's that wanting to jump on things fairly quickly, so a little pause on there, just being careful and reflective of that. Our energy to avoid is the Tower, so there could be some chaos and some unexpected confusion today. It's interesting because I kind of touched on that a little bit yesterday with this new, this reconnection with a past person, whether that's a family member or a friend, or maybe it's an acquaintance. We're not sure exactly what that is yet. They might be bringing us some news. We might not like that news. It might stir up some confusion in there. But you know, the good thing is with part of that, there can be maybe a revelation that comes with all of this activity in here. Might end up with a little bit of clarity at the end, but we'll see. Patience, sometimes doing that, giving it a couple of days before you respond to something so that you have time to reflect. Going outside, just kind of seeing what's going on, doing that meditation and doing that prayer time, just so that we're being mindful about how we're responding to things. And then today's positive focus is the Three of Needles in Shadow, coming to terms with the past and healing so that we can move forward. So this is really, there might be some communication that we're not happy about today. Maybe some revelations, maybe some letting go, maybe, you know, I know there's a lot of us that are going through and cleaning toxic people out of our lives. I know I just removed, sadly, removed somebody yesterday that I've had a connection to and was once very close to, but our views on the world have just changed so much, and it is so, they are so toxic at this point. I just can't anymore. So, and we talked about in the weeks past, having healthy boundaries, having not so healthy boundaries, and it's hard to go through and let go and confront something and just say, you know, hey, this doesn't work for me anymore. This is not benefiting me. And sometimes having to say no more, but not doing it quickly. I mean, I've been really thinking about that for actually a few years. I've been watching it just kind of deteriorate, and there's just, it's a breakdown of communication and understanding, and it's just sad. I know that so many of us are dealing with that right now, but we really do need to, and it goes to that cleaning, part of taking care of ourselves, having healthy boundaries. It's part of that cleansing process. So anyway, thank you for joining today. I hope this was helpful. Please do click on subscribe below. This is a very new channel. If you have any questions, you can go over to the Etsy page. The link is also below. And there's other readings that you can choose from. If you want something more specific, we can go through and do that as well. And that's it for today. Thank you so much. And thank you, Spirit Guides, for sharing your message with us today. Enjoy your day, you guys. Get out there in nature. Rub your toes in the sand if you can. Go walk on a nature trail. Go sit, listen to the birds. Take care, guys.